shook, big shook. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who's off?
Oh my God, we are here. The Danger Zone podcast, number 12.
Oh shit, brother. What's good? What's good?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
Hello.
And looking for myself.
We are here. We are here.
Big Shug, Mr. DL.
The Danger
You know what
Zone
I'm saying?
podcast.
Chef Tizzle in the back, Rizzle. You know what I mean? We out here. She eating chips. And yeah, man, we here. Episode 12, man. What's good, man? What's good, D?
Man, nothing, man. I just had a video shoot for Cypress Hill this weekend. It was a 1920s themed bootlegging Prohibition era video. It's kind of super dope.
That sounds dope, man.
I'll show it to you after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but besides that, man, just been, doing this. I'm excited about tonight's guest. We got Billy Danze from M.O.P.
Billy Danze from the Mash Out Posse, the legendary. You know what I'm saying? Billy Danze.
He said he was down for an extensive interview, so it might be we might hurry up and get to that.
That's like, yeah, that's my brother, man. So I know we'll chop it up, man. We have a good little conversation, good little situation there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, man, hip hop. You got some hip hop news? What's good?
What do you want to start with?
Hey,
you know me. I've been hating on T.I. with this whole I'm the funniest guy ever, but I'm not funny thing. And I think maybe the time has finally run its course on the whole T.I. comedy thing because, when he wasn't surrounded by, people who were excited because he was famous and people who paid $100 for a concert ticket, they started booing him. They booed him so much. You know what he did?
What he do?
He started rapping.
She might as well. Hey, you know what I'm saying? If it don't sell, go back to the well. Repackage that shit and see if it still sells. That's what it is, man. I mean, sometimes, man, you guys, there's a whole bunch of lanes, and there's no reason not to try some shit out, man. But if it ain't working, it ain't working. And it's on to the next thing, man.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop a dream except for a nightmare. So you just keep dreaming, keep living your dreams and pushing your shit forward. You good, man.
But people's issue with him was, especially in the comedy world, which, me, I think I'm a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, you are funny.
I might be, I'm better at writing it. And I know you got a little joke. I'm going to zoom in on
I ain't say shit. I just was like, yo, you funny as shit. But go ahead.
I think I'm better at writing it, not necessarily than I am at, on the spot. Like, you're better on the spot.
Yeah,
I don't know how you are at writing. I've never read a script from you, but I'm just saying,
I'm
I don't know, I just felt that he was online last week talking about comedy isn't hard, this and that, and grabbing microphones from female comedians while they're on stage.
Right.
And I think it kind of it kind of caught up with him. I mean, I know it's petty, but I was happy to see him get booed at his.
Well,
I was, because it's you can't just go. That's like how would you feel, or T.I., how would you feel if someone was like rapping? That's just rhyming words. I can do that. Anyone can do that.
Well, see, the
difference.
I respect what you're saying, but the difference is, like, you would get somebody like a Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is good at acting.
Yeah,
he's good at comedy, and he's good at singing and shit. Like, that's crazy. That's a 3-sport star.
Good at comedy, drama.
Right. So I mean,
he had a comedy TV show, didn't he?
But I'm just saying, he can sing and play the instruments, play the piano and stuff. And
bro, when he won the Oscar for Ray,
right,
I'm watching him, and he did great. I'm watching him win that Oscar, and all I could think of was him as the blind guy dragging the dog through the park on Living Color. This guy won an Oscar.
The crazy shit, man. When I think about Ray, I think about, man, damn. One of my funny parts of even that movie is when he was in the room, and I guess he was staying with the woman, an older woman, like on some cougar shit.
Yeah.
And she was giving him a room and feeding him, but he had to hit that ass. He had to tap that. So I remember he was always saying she wanted to have sex all the time. And then he tried to go sneak in the bathroom and hide and shit. He was in that motherfucker sweating and shit. And she said, Ray, and he in the bathroom like, damn. God, you could tell she was wearing his ass out. And that shit, I never forgot it, because, he played that
before the vibrator.
Yeah, man. You're right. That's Ray. That chick was like, Ray? That motherfucker, he probably already had to have sex probably fucked like 3 times already. You know what I'm saying? So she was killing his little ass, man. But anyway, moving on.
So rest in peace to T.I.'s rap comedy career.
It's probably over.
You're
man.
good at other things, just not at this. Thank you.
Also, I was reading also that Benny the Butcher admits he caught a new felony charge, and as UK shows are canceled because of, I guess he couldn't make it. Not to detail much into it because, you never know everything, and if that's the case, that's the case. But also, I like to tell, rappers too, and younger motherfuckers and hustlers and such, that, once you step into this realm, man, it's crazy anyway. It's like, you gotta enjoy it, embrace it, make the money, let it be your legal hustle and just get after it. Because once we still connected with the streets, sometimes, man, that could be the end of us completely. I've seen it happen. Fortunately, before I got in the game, I had been incarcerated for about three years or so. So when I came out, I was coming out to try to live, a different kind of life, Kid Creole from the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 Days, Pioneer Group. Bottom line is he's convicted. Sentencing is coming soon. But the thing that was super irresponsible is that when TMZ put a picture up about Kid Creole being convicted, it was my brother, rapper Positive K.
They showed the wrong person.
It's fucked up because it's a severe bad judgment. Also,
sounds like Positive K might have some.
I mean,
some
it's just
sort of way to get a little bread right there.
I mean, I don't know, but it puts you in the light. Like now, he has to explain stuff. He has to get stuff right, even though that it might not be true. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that he got to let people know what's really going on. They might think it's true because they see your picture. It's an embarrassing and humiliating type of thing. But I feel like TMZ should be more responsible. You know what I'm saying? And any
production.
Oh yeah, man, because you got. I mean, they blatantly have Positive K's picture with his little afro and all that. Shout out to Positive K, man, my man, 1,000 grand. But then now he has to go through that. Now and then one man's pain is another man's pain because one guy has to go to prison for the heinous act or what happened, and the other dude has to clear his face, so to speak.
Wiz coming up. The Wiz story next.
Which one was that?
So Gillie the Kid. Gillie the Kid.
Go ahead, spit that,
I like his podcast.
Right. Me too, man.
He unfollowed Wiz Khalifa on, I'm assuming, Instagram, and mentioned why he did it. He's like, yo, I'm sick of seeing you in your underwear. All your posts you're in your underwear and all your posts, so I'm gonna unfollow you. And then Gillie claims that Wiz had Instagram suspend his account for cyberbullying or whatever.
Right.
And you didn't see any of this?
No, I didn't. I mean, a lot of times you bring things.
This is the world we live in, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean,
This is the world. Remember when Tupac and Biggie had beef and millions of people hated each other?
White.
Because I
live black. Yeah, no. I just didn't hear that shit, bro. But I mean, that's why I like coming around. Because you inform me just like you inform the people on certain things.
Yeah.
Because we all read different or looking at different shit. You know what I mean? Collectively, so we come together.
So after Gillie said that, Wiz came back and what's his quote? He said, what did he say here? He said, I didn't get that child's Instagram deleted. I even offered to help him get his page back and he declined. So, I mean, this is where rap beefs are now. It's kind of cool. It's kind of weird.
It's not really even a rap beef because of Gillie. It's just dudes, man, I guess there's some sort of disagreement. You know what I mean? So,
I remember Rock Ness Monster used to have a post that said something about, on Twitter, I think it was, I ain't following no dudes with profile pictures with their shirts off.
Well, I mean,
that's probably what it was. He was tired of him being in his underwear. It wasn't anything personal, but he was it could have been him saying listen, I see you enough in your underwear, I'm good.
He just don't just got to see that though. Everything isn't for the consumer.
That's true.
Or the eyes.
Just unfollow.
You ain't got to see this shit. Yo, also shout out, man, to Paul Wall and Termanology with that album, front to back. It's being received very well. You know, so shout out to them. You know,
I think that's how girls wipe, right?
Who's that?
Front to back or back to front?
Oh man.
Danger zone.
Yo, that's why corn comes in a can. Corn comes on a cob. It also comes cream style. So
it's cream style over here, ladies.
Yo, so corn can be found everywhere. Remember, in a can,
so
on a cob.
Shout out to Termanology.
Cream style.
This might be the first Termanology album in 10 years that I didn't do a video for.
Wow.
Is that weird?
Yeah, we're going to have a conversation with Termanology.
Hey, Term, what's going on?
Yeah, you know, for real. Nah, but, yo, I just want to shout him out, man, my brother. You know.
Yeah, so I got this. Fat Joe insists that his rhymes aren't dated like the people from his generation. And it's got a bunch of people up in arms. What do you think about that?
I mean, it depends what his perception is like. I think because Fat Joe is also like a lot more relevant because of social media. If you go to his page, like tons of people are following him. So sometimes they have him in a position too to be like, okay, well, if I'm gonna make a record, there's gonna be consumers, which is probably true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he might partially be correct. You know what I mean? Because of his relevancy right now. You know what I'm saying? I believe we were even in a movie together, and it's funny too because he was on my album.
Yep.
Me, him, and M.O.P. on that track.
Triple O Jesus? What album was that?
I think it was that. I'm not sure, but the song was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then he was in the movie. It's that shit with Mark Wahlberg. The movie I was in, Spencer Confidential.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you know, you still move in the same circles, even though there's water in between.
Is that when you met Post Malone making that movie?
Yeah, Post Malone. Yeah.
Calm down.
She likes Post Malone. Maybe because his name is Post. I mean, I don't really know. Yo, Post, I'm home. Maybe, hey yo, you know what I mean? Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if I believe.
Yo,
I don't know, man. As far as
that's the Segway Kid right there.
Busta Rhymes definitely will out career Fat Joe as far as the generation that Fat Joe's coming from.
I mean,
Ice Cube will out him. But yeah, I guess Fat Joe.
You know what I'm talking about?
I guess Fat Joe's up there. I'm not gonna hate on Fat Joe on that claim.
You know what I'm talking about, like on the relevancy tip?
Yeah.
Because sometimes
100%.
you'll be in people's eyes and then you're in their ears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's that. You know, it's the life we live in right now.
I mean, he's competing with who's he really competing with off the top of my head? Snoop Dogg, Busta Rhymes, Ice Cube. Who else are you really competing with?
I mean,
I don't think really anybody. So I'll.
Well, shoot, just
before you started talking about it, I was anti what he was saying, and now I agree with him. So you talked me into a big shit.
Well, that's cool.
Who we got next up there? Or someone else? Who you got?
I got sometimes this dude is so entertaining just by opening his mouth. Pause. I mean shit. Yo, no, that shit fucked me up. But just when he speaks and shit, this dude is so entertaining when he speaks. He don't even know it, right? His name is Kodak Black.
Oh, he is.
Yo, Kodak Black disses Tupac while shooting his shot at Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett. Now, we're not going to take the shovels out and dig too deep on this comment because those who know that Kodak Black be saying some crazy off every wall type shit.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes, man, that people are attracted to that. So therefore, it is what it is. Kodak Black, keep doing you. Keep being black. You know what I'm saying? Do your shit, man. All right, so
he is entertaining.
Yeah,
we've talked about him a couple times.
Yeah, he be saying some shit, man. He
looks like a palm tree.
It is like a palm tree.
He does.
Oh yeah, he does. Well, nah, he looks like
that's that Florida shit. I feel like the Island Boys.
I knew that was coming.
And fucking Kodak. I feel like they got that palm tree
boys. Look. Yo, the RZA also claims the RZA from Wu-Tang.
Oh, okay, not the other RZA.
Nah. This dude always be coming up with some shit. Like, yo, even in the last show when I said Robert Williams was gonna be out, and you said
you didn't get
Robert. No, I thought you said Robert. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I was like, you definitely remember if you know, I say, oh, he don't know what I'm talking about. Because I felt like he didn't know who Robert Williams is.
Yeah.
You still might not know, but so that's...
No.
And then when I seen the show, I was like, oh, okay, DL. Because sometimes you just got to slow it down and be like, damn. It's the difference between a cruller and a donut. You know what I'm saying? A cruller is long and twisted. And a donut is just some circle shit.
I'll take a crawler.
Yo.
The danger zone.
Long and twisted, and a donut is just some sweet round shit.
You finished with him?
Yeah.
Kodak Black, you're out of here.
Yeah. Shit.
Done. Out of the danger zone.
All right, so Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg, he says that he's going to do a Death Row collaboration with Bad Boy to finally mend the issues that
I think I did hear that, yeah.
The East and the West Coast have been having for what, not really. I don't think anyone really cares anymore. I mean, they kind of do, I guess. Not really.
Because we're still here.
Yeah.
If you're from that time, like me, I resonate with that shit because, Gangsta was in their ascension the same time that they were. The Puff Daddies and the Biggie and everybody, like we were right there floating, like we were that weed smoking the room, just floating through. So we saw like it was riding. But that's why when I seen the NWA movie and the Biggie movie and all that, I felt more like a part of it.
It's different for you.
Yeah, because
you like that movie, the NWA movie?
I actually did.
I liked it a lot. Man.
I actually did because I'm telling you, I felt it, yo. You know what I mean?
There was a part of that movie where I was like, hey, I was watching it with Tanya, and I said, hey, that's not Ice Cube. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his son did so well that I was like, that's not Ice Cube right there.
Yeah,
we were just
that.
like, whoa.
That beautiful. Hey.
But
that,
also, like, what you were saying about that music.
I'm just laughing.
Why are you stuttering?
No, I'm laughing because your shit was like Beavis and Butthead right there. She said, I was like, oh shit. See, y'all, they on that rocket fuel shit again.
So yeah,
what was I gonna say?
According to Complex Magazine,
what about Complex Magazine?
Puff Daddy's with the whole idea. So we'll see.
I think it'll be for real. I'll bullshit aside, man, and bullshit behind us. I think this shit'll be dope, man. I really do. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And letting y'all know that all this liquor is real, but it doesn't mean that we're drinking all of it.
I'm drinking only this.
And me, I'm just drinking water right now and smoking something. But as y'all know, Mr. DL and Chef Tizzle are smoking rocket fuel.
We're smoking that rocket fuel.
Yo, it's all
Fly
good.
me to.
All right, so
shit.
We just can't escape it.
Go ahead, bro. We
got Tony Rock challenging Will Smith to a boxing fight. What do you think about that? You think this guy's trying to milk his fucking 15 minutes of fame or what? So lucky his brother's not talking about this shit.
I mean,
he's getting all this attention because Chris ain't saying anything.
And I tell you what if Will Smith really did that and whipped his ass? Right, you know what I mean? People don't understand.
And they're like, oh, he goes with Will Smith better watch out. There's 9 Rock brothers, and I'm like, oh yeah, well we already see what one Rock brother does.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
he just stands there.
Comedy is comedy. You know what I mean? And I felt like he just stood there because nothing really happened. You know what I'm saying? So therefore,
let us know in the comment section.
If you come fake slap me, and I just turn around and be like, yo, DL just. That boy was choked because I couldn't.
That's what happened. He got hit so hard by DL, he started choking.
Yo, I was about to say, my voice wouldn't let me say that I got slapped by DL. My body just fucked up and locked up. I was like, yo, I couldn't get that shit out. Yo, that
he was stunned.
I was gangstered up, and I said, yeah. And I was about to say, I got smacked by, and the shit, this was like, oh. And I was only playing, but what we had next, man?
I don't know. So shout out to Snoop Dogg, man. It seems like you're doing cool stuff. Shout out to Chris Rock's brother for trying to capitalize off a moment that didn't involve him.
Nah, it is, man.
All right, so we got some somber news. Tanya, what you got on this whole thing in New York City?
Speedy recovery to those on the train.
Yeah.
And those who were harmed 100%. And injured in any way, man. You know, shout out to their families.
Mentally or physically.
You know what I'm saying? With family, we praying for you as well. And, man, we got to get past it, man. You know?
I'm just glad it wasn't a white guy this time.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
This week's stupid as hell.
Nah, well.
An equal opportunity, right?
All right, Big Sugar, what do you got for sports?
Listen, man? We're going to have to start sports out on a somber note. condolences to the family of Dwayne Haskins, the young quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He graduated, I believe it was, he left Ohio State in 2018 and held records, over 50 touchdowns passing, and an insurmountable amount of yards. Terrific year. He had struggles in Washington Commanders, but then he moved to Steelers and he was doing all right. But it's nothing about his football career. The sadness is he's a young man, 24 years old. Life snuffed out. He was on the highway and he got hit by a dump truck.
So he was in his car when he got hit by the dump truck?
Nah, he wasn't in the car. So that's something, I guess, more details will come out, but we just want to, man, put light on that, man. It's sad, it's unfortunate, and may his family continue to be blessed, to send blessings and prayers to his family, and may they heal due time. But let's just shout him out, Dwayne Haskins, man. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's sad. I wonder why he was out of his car.
I really don't know either.
Maybe fixing a tire. Could be.
Nah, it wasn't even that. They just said he got hit by a dump truck. So, but
I'm picturing a highway like a highway, or could have been.
It was 95, so it was definitely a highway. So
man, rest in
it'll
peace.
come out. Rest in peace. Also, we want to give condolences and prayers with the family of former Dallas Cowboys running back coach Gary Brown, who also played 8 seasons in the NFL. He passed, recently. We want to just give a shout out and condolences and prayers, send love and healing to his family. So I started out like that, just to, with the good, you gotta remember the stuff that's also not good. When life is lost, everybody that's involved with that, the families, there's a lot of pain.
I wasn't a big fan, but what about Gilbert Godfried? Were you a fan?
Gilbert Godfried too. I wasn't a fan of his with that nasally crazy shit.
Yeah.
But still, there were people that were entertained by him.
I think it wasn't not fun. His voice just too much for me.
Yeah, I didn't fuck with it like that. But still, he made his mark. And like I'm saying, we're making light about what he made light about comedy. That's what he would want us to do, I'm pretty sure. But, he passed at the age of 67, said to have a lengthy illness, so, we just want to send condolences, love, prayers to his family and healing. You know what I mean? Now, moving to a positive note.
Positive.
The Celtics is playing, right? The Celtics are playing the Brooklyn Nets. Probably right as we're speaking, whatever, it's going down. So
first game of the playoffs.
We'll see how this goes. I like the Celtics. I like the Celtics because of their defensive prowess. We're down big man, Robert Williams, but they feel like that they can exploit us with their middle because we don't have Robert Williams. But I'm pretty sure that Boston's the better team. Offensively, defensively, and the cohesiveness. Kyrie just came back. He's also dealing with Ramadan, which is fasting in the daylight hours for the month from drink and food. Yep. And he has to play a few times. Will that affect them? Not necessarily. I'm not going to sit here and say that. But there's so much they have to, and they don't play the best defense.
Does he miss games because of that, or no?
No. You're still going to play because Hakeem Olajuwon back in the day used to do the same. So
make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button.
Make sure Big Shug, he's on Facebook. Mm-hmm. He's on boom, Facebook. Boom. Big Shug's on Instagram. Boom, it's right here. Yes. Big Shug's also on Twitter. Boom, right here.
The original.
Big Shug is on YouTube. Boom, right here. My name's Mr. DL. I'm everywhere at Mr. DL. Boom. Chef Tanya Nicole is in the place.
Yeah,
she's everywhere at Chef Tanya Nicole.
We try.
She's not there. She's not there. Bam.
Yeah,
and this is the Danger Zone Podcast. You can find us on Instagram.
Episode 12.
The Danger Zone Podcast 1.
Steve Wilkes and Ray Horton joined the Brian Flores lawsuit against NFL teams alleging racism in hiring practices. Now, this is something that's been going on for a while. But as people might know, Brian Flores was the only one with this, even though he has a job in the NFL with the Steelers, but he was the only one with suing and going against
that started the lawsuit.
The league. Yeah, so now those two joined them. So we'll see how this picks up steam. We'll see how this thing works out.
So I'd be pissed if I had a lawsuit against the NFL and someone jumped into it. I'd be like, hey, man, you fuck all my money right now.
Not
I mean, not really. Yeah, because the thing is, we can be stronger in a group. You know what I mean? So we got more of us.
Now 3 people alleging the same thing.
This up.
Now is it 3 different lawyers? Is it one lawyer represents everybody?
At the end of the day, it's money. But it's money. Shmoney with an S. Shmoney. But anyway, you got a light, man, because man, my shit keep disappearing like a crack house. Yeah, I
so
keep
a few
turning
years
around,
ago,
my shit is gone. What's up, man, D?
A few years ago, Tiger Woods, y'all.
Oh yeah, Tiger Woods
got in an accident outside a hotel. He was trying to, he sped off outside a hotel, tried to weave around someone, and drove down an embankment and really fucked himself up pretty bad.
They said he could have lost his leg.
Yeah,
it was mangled so badly.
So it looks like he's back, and he looks like he's fucking. Let me tell you, man, this guy almost lost his leg, and he's still eligible to win anything.
He made the cut and he did well, and he had a bit of a limp. You could a noticeable limp as he walked, but he did the whole course. He did the whole shit. So. Shout out to Tiger Woods, man. I'm rooting for you. We rooting for you because you bring so much to golf. Even the days when you're not playing, you still will because you got people interested in the golf that wasn't even really interested in the golf, including me. So
he never got me interested, but I did see a lot of people get interested into it. But let me tell you something. I'm not into golf. And
me neither.
This and that, but it's all your legs and hips, really. And the fact that he's able to come back from that injury and compete on a high level.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. God bless him, man. Shout out to you, Tiger Woods. Okay, cool.
All right, so Big Shug, man. Who is stupid as hell?
Stupid as hell. Right, this week. Stupid is Indiana woman arrested accused of nursing infant while drinking alcohol. This woman is said her name was Brandy Brewer was arrested after
Brandy Brewer.
That does not.
I know, right?
That was
real.
Her name.
Yes, her name
was Brandy Brewer.
Brandy liquor, Brewer liquor.
That's it, bro. Brandy Brewer was arrested after she allegedly drank alcohol while nursing her infant child inside a bar. Now, what was
inside a bar?
No, well now listen, this place sold food, so she was supposedly
like a
ordering
restaurant,
food,
like a
but she's at the bar, so she says, "Let me get a beer." So she probably got her thing in the baby's mouth, and she's drinking a beer. So upon that, she finished, got her food and left, and then she looked incoherent, so she was followed outside, where she passed out. The police came. Fast forward, arrested her. Arrested her. Some other patrons that were in there took the kid, and then they brought to police, whatever. But I mean, it's so stupid, man.
Brandy Brewer would definitely fuck you and then key your car.
But listen, Brandy Brandy Brewer is out of mind, son. Brandy Brewer, you are this week stupid as hell. Because number one, you're breastfeeding a baby and drinking a beer and ordering food. What is this shit, a carnival? It's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be more responsible than that. Hopefully you wake up and you learn from this. But for now, Brandy Brewer, you stupid as hell.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Bam, 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 bam. What you got, Tanya? What we got on the? What you got this week? Anything good?
You forcing some fish over there.
Last week you had Babs Bunny.
That's just.
Rihanna is looking hot with her pregnancy and her pregnancy fashion. She's pushing the limits. She's on the cover of Vogue in this red lace cat suit head to toe, but it's like see-through. She's just like really comfortable with her body, loving her pregnancy, and she's just really hoping that people accept the pregnant female body as something that can be sexy.
Let me tell you.
We can We can edit this if you want not answer the question.
What question?
What do you think about? Do you find that sexy, that look?
Me?
Pregnant women?
I mean, only if it was my woman.
So
because
no.
I don't, cause I don't just look at women like that. Like, oh, she's sexy as hell. I can respect the
You
fact.
You can't say she's sexy as hell rocking that
Yo,
pregnancy.
but listen,
not like,
I feel that I feel that she could be sexy though. Like for herself, she's like, oh, okay, she's trying to be sexy.
Wear a crop top.
Yeah, but me personally, it's not. I look at it and that.
Yeah, because there are guys who really like that look.
But I mean, well, see, you're talking about guys. You're talking about perverts. Like it's
perverts.
Guys.
That's some pervert shit right there. She's sexy as hell.
All right, well, so like I said, I did a Cypress Hill video last week, and my homies from Roof Family Movie helped me move all the set around, let me set up the location. So I just want to give a shout out to them.
Roof Family Moving Company. They've been your neighborhood moving company for over 10 years, offering swift, efficient, and stress-free moving. Just call Roof Family Moving at 978-398-2784, online at ROUXFamilyMoving.com.
Yo. This is the Danger Zone Podcast, episode 12, with Big Shug and
Mr. DL.
And on the third mic, we got Chef Tizzle. But today's special guest,
different job.
we got my man, Billy Danze from the legendary M.O.P, First Family. My dude, in a different kind of mood, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Bill Danze, what's up, man? Glad to have you, man. So, basically, what's good, Bill? How you, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm out here. It's hustle mania for me. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying the space that I'm in, sure.
Those who don't know, can you give us a quick run, like, how Bill Danze came about and the group M.O.P. and then, just a quick, a little monologue or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just get people up to speed,
Right. Well, we'll go back, right, before the music. Just like in most of these urban neighborhoods, you find a group of kids that kind of link up together, really solid family type. It grows from friends to family type. So that's how M.O.P. came about. Right. And as far as the music, it was nothing that I ever had in my head because it was like a dream. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like the guys that we looked up to that was artists seemed like they were so far away, even though Kane lived right across town. Right. I just didn't know. It didn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? In my head, in that community we were in, we didn't feel like we could do anything like that. But by the grace of God, it happened. We did the first record came out in '93, which was To the Death. The single was How About Some Hardcore. Of
course, yeah.
We just been moving since then.
Mm-hmm. That song was also on the House Party soundtrack, right?
That's right.
Did that help your career? Because like Cypress Hill, for example, being on the Juice soundtrack really helped them blow up. And I was wondering if that helped you.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I was drunk. I do not know. All I can tell you.
With me knowing some of the plight, it's like I remember when that song was out. And I got put on to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And which was shout out to Fame, the other half, you know what I'm saying? It's like the horse in the head. So he the other half, that's my dude though, right? When I seen it, I heard that, and then one of my favorite shits too on that, I think was that album was on Blue Steel, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And then to meet y'all and to just know like, damn, these dudes, I met so many cartoon figures and hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like when I met y'all, I was like, oh shit, like these motherfuckers is like me, like, you know what I mean? So, and I could tell brothers that was from the street and then from the ill wills of shit and different things, like y'all sound resonated, you know what I'm saying? Was you aware of that, how your ghetto kind of sound and aura like resonated with the people worldwide like that, you know what I mean?
Well, not in the beginning, Shug, because remember we were just kind of fresh off the block. We were doing something that we have never done before. Right. And the ghetto, the mental in the ghetto, there's like a ceiling. Of course. Right? A mental ceiling. So you can't see or feel past that. Right. So I had no clue that anybody from Boston, because Boston in my head at that time was really, really far away. Right. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way that anybody anywhere else could be feeling our sound. So like I said, bro, we were really just doing it because it was something safer than what we were doing on a day-to-day. You know what I mean? So it just felt like, you know, we're just gonna do it because we're doing something different. We really probably ain't gonna go to jail. More than likely, nobody's gonna kill us while we're in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a safer space for us. So, and what we brought to hip hop as far as the music, we just was being ourselves, and we figured out how we could convert that and call it what it is. It's ghetto education. Right. So you don't have to be from Brownsville to know what's going on in Brownsville. Mm-hmm. So we kind of just walk people through Brownsville and places like Brownsville.
Of course. It's like, so as I know, Lays was kind of like, you know, Lays was kind of leading the pack as far as musically and what what y'all was gonna do. Like he had, seems like he had that little plan, or you know, kind of like, okay, let me get these brothers together and make this thing happen. For those who don't know, Lays Elliott, shout out to Lays.
My guy.
Is that what he did though? Is that like, did he say, yo, come on y'all, listen, you know, let's get off the block and this is what you can do? You know, was he leading that, or how did that come together?
Right. Yeah. So what really happened is when I'm listening to Lays as he tells the story, sometimes he could tell it to me, but I hear it better when he tells it to someone else.
Right.
So he left the neighborhood, started getting his thing going.
Right.
And he always said, you know what, I'm gonna go back and help somebody in the neighborhood in some kind of way.
Right.
So when he comes back, Fame, well, Lays' cousin, my man Biz, and you know, we all cool. So he was like, yo, Fame the little homie from up the block going through something, whatever, mm-hmm. Stop kicking with him, and he can make music, or where he makes music and all of that. So they linked up from there. So as far as the music itself, Lays helped guide it somewhat, but he was more, but it was more about him trying to figure out how to make the moves to make it continue to grow, because I can't front and say like he never said, yo, maybe y'all should turn it down a little bit, and you know our answer, beat it, man, you can get out of here. So
turn down for what?
Turn down for what exactly? So he went through a lot trying to get us in certain positions, being who we were, but he stayed there and he stayed in the fight like a true soldier was supposed to, and he played his part. And that's what these young dudes don't get today. Everybody in your team got to play their part in order for you to win. That's how it works. One thing
I admired, being that, you know, with Gangstar and how like I was telling DL that shit, the early tours we went on with y'all probably was like 19 and shit like that, you know, so to me, I felt like, I was telling DL too, that I felt like I connected with y'all, like even more than my crew, because the crew was from like something different, you know, Gangstar. You know, we all know the history, but then y'all was like, I was like, oh shit, you know. So it's like we jumped off quick. Like my personal relationship with y'all, and then with Fox too. Shout out to Fox, and nobody in your crew I can vouch. I met everybody, tons of y'all, you know, whatever, and nobody, you know, was like. There's always a one or two people that are usually like a little clown or something, or what, you know what I mean? Like these motherfuckers were all thorough in their own, like you said, their positions. You know, and so I respected that, because it made me see that it was a movement. It wasn't just, like, for those who don't know, Mash Out, M.O.P. is Mash Out Posse. So at one point, that shit was really like a mentality. What?
That was our job. That was our job.
You know what I mean?
And that's still our real job for whoever want to act up.
Of course. Smashing bootleggers. Hey. You know I know, so it's like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like we were talking about being, you know, we're mature now, of course, and all that, right? But at one point, it was like, it wasn't even about maturity, it was more like okay, listen, we gonna, like 50 Cent had said once, yo, they asked me, you want a problem? I said, I want no problems. But if they want a problem, then okay, we gotta handle that, you know what I mean? So, at M.O.P., people found out slowly but surely that's what y'all was. You know, that like, okay, you can't really fuck with these dudes. Let's just talk to them and do what we're supposed to do the right way, because there was no understanding of bullshit like from these motherfuckers, like corporate motherfuckers in hip hop. You see what I'm saying? Right. So therefore, I could see the growth of it. But as I watched you, you know, we moved a little further. Then I started watching like you had got with Was it the Rock first? Rockefeller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rockefeller.
So when you went to Rockefeller, and so what was your mindset? What's your mindset then? Like, what, you know what I mean? Did you think like, oh, okay, yeah, we popping, or you know what I mean?
Yo, Suge, just like I just told you, bro, DL, listen, I was still drunk, right? So only thing, and this is just this is an honest statement. For the first 15 to 20 years of my career, I was drunk, right? So I didn't get to see a lot of things. So I didn't pay attention to a lot of things.
Right.
Or, not even that. I paid attention to what I needed to pay attention to,
Of
but
course.
everything else was like, whatever. So Rockefeller, before we did our second record, our second album, which was on Relativity.
Right.
Rockefeller, there was no rock. I say when the rock was a pebble, right?
Right.
When Jay and Dame used to come to the studio every day to try to get us to be a part of Rockefeller, of the beginning of Rockefeller when it was a pebble.
Right.
There was no Beanie Siegel. No one had ever heard of Memphis Bleak. It was just Jay-Z, Dame. No one even knew Biggs was involved.
Right.
They had a small office, 2 rooms in the office, the front and then the main office, and that's all they had. So fast forward, we didn't do the deal with them, obviously. They started getting their things off the ground. Then we circled back and did the deal with Rockefeller. Now, to me, it was like, it was just another deal. Now, with the exception of Fred Moneo, who gave us our very first deal, shout out to that man for helping me better my life. But with exception of Fred Moneo, every other deal we ever had was because the owner, the president, or the CEO was an M.O.P. fan.
Right, right.
So Moore was like, should I have been excited about being on Rockefeller? Probably, but I was drunk. So I think they were more excited about M.O.P. being on Rockefeller than we were. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I take my hats off to them, and I love both of them, bro. Jay and Dame. Dame is like, he never, well, we had many conversations, but it was never really deep conversations directly. Everything I learned, and I'm a sponge, like from yourself, from Dame, from Preem, from Lays, everything I got from somebody, you all, like if it was indirect or not, I soaked it up. You know what I'm saying? I soaked it up. So it's more like my uncle, who was one of the biggest dudes in South Jamaica at one time, he didn't directly tell me not to do what he did. I just figured out not to do that so I could be greater. And he appreciated it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, yo, we're gonna laugh. It's gonna be some crazy shit. But if shit got serious, they knew I was right there too. I was like, okay. You know what I mean? Let's do it. But we had a lot of good times, a lot of laughs. But one thing that was great for me though, now this was crazy because, you know, y'all, being from Brooklyn and by this time, like I had that little family ship with y'all and all that. And then when I came to the motherfucking show, y'all was up near me. Now you were a G unit, right? And I went to the show, obviously on y'all strength, whatever. And I came in, and they had that bus, and everybody was on the side of that motherfucker. They had niggas like superheroes and shit. I was like, yo, I said, wait a minute. They got fucking Fame and Bill on the side of the bus. You remember that shit, right? They had the figures. I mean, even shit like that. Was that still like, okay, I'm drunk, nigga? Or you said, yo, look at this crazy shit.
Hey, yo, and you know me. I can only be genuine with you, Suge. I was still drunk, but, so to me, like, because I'm so grounded, right? Like, everything that people see on the outside can look amazing and bring this whole thought to people, but for me, it's what's on the inside.
Your bottom line.
So what was right? So what was going on in the inside when we were with G Unit? I really appreciated that because, the dude 50. Like at that time, everybody had this bad thing about 50. You don't want to, he's not a nice guy. Boom, boom, boom. But I grew to find out like the dude he was one of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was one of us. So I always took to him. We was all right. Banks, Yayo, and that fucking Buck was my guy, yo. Like, he was such a hothead. I'm like, this nigga's really familiar.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So I really rocked with him. And you know, we toured with I mean, we had already been around the world with Gangstar, which I'm very thankful for that. But we toured around the world with G Unit, which was a good tour. It was a great vibe. And I appreciate those guys, or 50 himself, or whoever was responsible for them wanting to do a deal with M.O.P. They gave us, you know, they had built their own house. They gave us the couch, right? And that was enough for us. The couch, and when the couch got a little too uncomfortable, we parted ways with no hard feelings. Every time I see any of them dudes now, it's always the same thing. And it's another thing is crazy is like, me and 50, like our family go way back before either one of us was even into music. Childhood, like my brother used to hang out with his uncle. Right. His uncle, my brother name was Mike. His uncle name was Mike and Mike. His uncle named Michael Jackson. Right. There was always cool. This dude used to come to my house. Now this is 20 years before either one of us are in the business. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's something that we never even talked about. Plus, I don't want to call him my little cousin because he was thorough, God bless him. My cousin is one of the dudes that helped create G Unit, the movement on the street. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, those dudes was good, shit. I enjoyed the time with them, man. But like anything else, you know, if time's run out there, you just got to keep moving on.
I mean, like my thing was when I came to that show, because it brought it together. Because obviously I'm with y'all in the early tour shits and, you know, fame and shit with cornrows and all that shit, the cornrow fame. And Bill, that's right. Both y'all niggas had them braids, right? So we going back.
That's what a nigga had here.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So, and I never thought like my ass was gonna be in motherfucking France or they, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just asking you, I mean, as you went around the world, I mean, was that always like amazing to you at that part in the beginning? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what, Suge, and let me just say this, like yourself, Premier, and Guru, God bless him. Like I really owe a lot to Gangstar because I had never. When we went on that first tour with you guys, that was the first time I've ever left the country, right? So I'm watching this thing grow now. From me really just freestyling in the hallway to basically in the middle of a robbery, in the middle of an armed robbery, Fame coming to ask me to do a song. I leave, don't do the armed robbery, go to the studio, do half a song, a week later, get a record deal, and now I'm like, holy shit, this thing is growing. So when I get on the tour with Gangstar, I'm going, this is crazy because Suge, we're the same kind of dude. We're just in different states, right? Right. To actually, so when most of the time when our kind of dudes leave the town, we either the number one reason why we leave the town is because we're on the run. That's the only reason why we leave our neighborhood. So to be doing this at my age, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Remember, just a few months ago, I'm grounded, like I'm embedded in the street. There's no hope for me. I'm voted most likely to fail, be dead, or in jail, right? Even my own uncle told me I wasn't gonna make it past 25, right? So, and he was a solid dude, he was for real. He knew what he could see ahead of him. You know what I mean? So to get on a tour, coming from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and travel the world. I'm talking about travel the world, bro. So when people ask me, what do I have? What did I get out of this? Am I loaded? Am I rich? I'm ridiculously rich, nigga, because I come from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and at this point, I've traveled the world 5 times. Nobody where I come from, a lot of dudes where I come from can't say that. So I owe that to Fame for walking up on me when I was about to do something wrong, to Lays for helping us get into position, for you guys, Gangstar, for helping me, you know, for putting me on that tour and taking me around the world. And you know, at that time I wasn't even down for flying, bro.
Yo, well, you know I know that.
now, yo, shit, it's almost like I'm flying the plane, bro. Like I'm on 3 planes a day. I'm rolling.
Yes.
I'm going to get it. And now that I at this point in my career, like late, years later, like years ago I stopped drinking. I don't get hot nothing. So I'm 100% focused. Like I can see everything.
Right.
So now that I got this newfound energy to where I'm just going to do everything I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Right. So those 5 times traveling around the world was amazing. But the next 5 times, I'm going to get everything that I need to get out of it.
Right.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though I got a lot then, but that was like me going to school. It prepared me to be a better person. And now I'm like, shit, when I say I go get that bag, I pass the bag. My money is in the cargo. The euro is with the cargo now. Of course. I'm going to get every dollar, bro. But I'm still enjoying it. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny how you say now when you go out, you're doing everything. Now. You're doing like you even appreciating it more, right? Mm-hmm. And that brought me to like I was just out right before the pandemic that year, right before, and I was like, yo, I'm chilling in the hotel and shit, right? And I'm by myself in Berlin. I'm like, yo, going to the Berlin Zoo, right? So I'm in the zoo and shit, walking all around, you know what I mean? Like, because we've been there a million times, but I never did no shit like that, though, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what? Let me go up in this motherfucker. That shit was big as shit. I was tired of the motherfucker walking around. But it was crazy, though.
From the airport to the venue or the hotel. Yeah. And that's pretty much
all. Except for us, though, because they basically ruled us. Yeah. So I remember, Bill, you probably remember when we went to that, we got there late. And we got to like a resort, you know what I'm saying? And remember we had golf carts. We were riding golf carts.
In Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
It was Arizona. Yeah.
Yo, you know.
Yeah, somebody crashed the golf cart.
Yeah, Fame crashed that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yo, we was riding. Yo, we got here late as shit, and everybody jumped. Once one of us found out, oh shit, this shit worked. I was right. See, that's the little hood kid that came out. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, we doing some shit, and we all riding on ladies shit. We all riding around these shits, and Fame hit something. Wow! I'm like, oh, we put the shits back. I mean, you can never forget. I'm gonna hit this real quick and then move on a little bit. But you can never forget. It's funny when you even say Arizona, because Arizona. It was a time that we were M.O.P. Shout out to Bumpy Knuckles, Freddie Fox. We were all on tour. We chilling.
Yeah.
We're good. It's a good tour, having fun. We get pulled over. You know what I'm saying?
That was nice.
Arizona, obviously.
Yeah. So there's guns on the bus, obviously. Like,
oh Lord.
Your arms or weapons?
No, here's some guns. There's some weapons.
Oh, okay.
There's some weapons on that. That's Noah's Ark. It was 2 of everything on that motherfucker, right?
Dude, I'm telling you.
You know, it's for real. It was 2 of everything.
Allegedly.
So the cops pull us. No, the cops had pulled us up hot as a motherfucker, about 120. I'm serious, like on some 120 shit. Yeah, shirts off. Even dudes with the twisted bodies had their shirts on. Free, everybody. It was, yo, you know what it is. And them motherfuckers got these big assault rifles, and we got our hands on the bus like, damn, you know what the fuck? Cause we out here in Arizona, it's hot in the motherfucker. So then they got cool with us, let us sit down if you remember, gave us water, they had these gallons of, it was hot as shit. Then they found some shit on there again, get up on the, I was like, oh. So dudes took the weight and we moved on. But it was just like, wow, when he said Arizona, that just brought it back to me like, damn, that was the same shit. You know what I mean? First we crashing up fucking carts, and now we fucking...
and this was a whole nother tour we talking about. This was, what tour was that? That was Smoking Group.
We got a few questions, right?
Yeah, I got some questions. A couple questions. I just got some fan questions, man.
Yeah, people, come on, fans hit us up. I
want to know a couple things I've never... I like to ask questions I never heard. Like, what was your first rap name?
Oh, Baby D.
Baby D.
Don't ask me why. My sister named me Baby D. Nigga, I could barely talk good. She named me Baby D. That was it.
Oh, that's some good shit. I don't even think I had that one.
So before this robbery and Fame asked you to do this record, were you already rapping, or is that why he wanted you on the record, or he just think you might sound good on a beat or something?
I was always amazing. I was always amazing. What are you asking me? Like, No, no. I was always rapping, and I was away at college, right?
Okay.
So, Fame and Lays had already put a joint out called The Hill That's Real.
Yeah.
Fame had most of the joints on there. He wrote a few of the records on there. It was a compilation for Allen Def Jam. And when I came home, literally the day I came home, Fame asked me to do a record with him.
No shit.
And then maybe 3 months later, after I got back embedded, is when he walked up on me and asked me to do the song. And we literally created How About Some Hardcore, which was the first time I ever been in the studio in my life. And like I said, a week later, we got a deal for it, for the album.
The dope thing I think you just said, that it's even imperative the motherfuckers hear, or really for those who might not have that education like that, important for them to hear is the fact that you said, I went to college. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I was away at school.
That's right.
Sometimes when motherfuckers hear the gulliness, they don't really be knowing that, like, yo, this is education behind this shit.
Hold on. Let me clear it out. College.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got me.
He got him. He got me too.
Hold on, we gonna have to do the sound effects. Yo, Bill said that was dope. I went to St. John University, clang. But you know, that shit's still dope though. Like that to me, because that song is like one of my favorites. And then the way that y'all had your own little style, it just was like, damn, this shit was super different. You know what I mean?
You know what gets me shook is
I got this is from me too. All right, so we all know you're a super lyrical MC, but do you think your high energy and viciousness on a beat like overshadows that? Do you think that like people might not mention you as how great lyrically you are? Because when they hear you, it's like you're about that energy, but people don't. If they break that shit down, man, you're saying some fucking crazy shit, bro. You know. Right. So I wonder if people credit you for how great lyrically you are, or is it more be like, yo, I'm so your shit get me so amped. I work out to your shit. You know what I'm saying? Is it more of that?
It's more of the about the energy.
Yeah.
I just recently started putting out some solo projects, and I put out a project called The Listening Session.
Get to that,
Yep.
right?
Because.
The Chief,
yeah,
that was a single off that, I think, right?
Yeah, but
that was from the re-listening session.
But you, like, I knew, like, because I'm listening to you and Fame and be like, yo, these motherfuckers just like spitting. It's not, you know, or like Mr. Cal, they would always put you in the same, they would always be like Busta Rhymes, Bill, Mr. Cal, like, you know, because yeah. Like, when you hear a motherfucker, see those motherfuckers though, the difference is, when you heard them rhyming, it, like, you was like, yo, some of this shit is kind of silly. Like, even though it was like some dope shit too, but there was a silliness to it where you know, like, come on. But when we heard y'all rap, that really made motherfuckers, it's like Mike Tyson of rap. It made motherfuckers be like, damn, these dudes might fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the sound. Like Mike, when Mike was coming to the ring after he, like, did hardcore, so if I correlated, and then when Mike came after he had a beef for two, motherfuckers was like, yo, this motherfuckers beat the shit out you. They still think Mike gonna beat him up now. He 56. They scared him up. You know what I mean? You see the podcast? Everybody on that motherfucker looks scared. You know, Mike. Hey, yo, that's like Mike, like one of our boys from back in the day when our niggas smoking weed, and you know he's 730, and so he be on that look, you know, he be on that show like smoking, saying crazy shit. What makes you think you fucking this and that? Motherfuckers be all
creepy as fuck.
Motherfuckers sit there scared as shit, don't know what to say. And Mike from
in your face and turn your shit to sand, nigga.
And Mike from Brownsville, they'll be scared of Mike when he's 71 years old. They'll be scared of him.
Yo, let me tell you something. That dude is definitely. I think he definitely home alone. Yeah. He's somebody you don't want to just be in. You don't want to just be in the room with the nigga that he just get mad about the TV or the nigga can't find a remote or some shit. Yeah. Oh my God. There's no other punching bag in here but you.
Yeah, you. He chilling out a little bit because he be smoking on his show. But them motherfuckers sit over there, don't know what to say to Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what else you got? You got something else?
Tanya, you got anything?
No.
Oh, I got something with Tanya. Speaking of this is Tanya. You can't. I don't know if you can see her, but
you can't see the chef. Who don't
She injured herself dancing to your music.
Oh shit!
No, that's not the story. I was already injured, and I happened to hear his song.
And then you went wild.
And then
I had to tell you what.
You were like, you're gonna be hurting tomorrow, and I was like, well, I'm gonna enjoy the moment now. It's just something. It was Annie Up, and there's something that gets into you that you just can't like.
And we were in Brooklyn, actually. We were in Brooklyn, right?
We were in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, it was a vibe, and then that song came on, and just took over.
I seen some shit earlier that the fan cat.
Okay, we got some questions.
Yeah, that dude. Like, cause there was a couple questions. Motherfuckers hit up the.
He kind of addressed a few of them, but I'll ask him. Our friend on the Danger Zone podcast, Tim Costello, wants to know.
Tim Costello, shout out, man.
How has Billy and Fame stayed together for so long while so many groups break up? What's their secret?
We're not a group.
Okay.
That's it. So we go back so far that if you ask Fame where we met, he's gonna tell you the same shit I'm about to tell you. I don't know, I don't remember. So we've been tied together that long that we can't say we met at the corner store, we met in school, or we met at the park. So we more like family. So there was times when I would come home, and I don't care how tired I was, this obviously in my younger years, and I would come home and my mother had the most amazing couch, like the most comfortable couch in the world in the living room. Right. And that's where I would like to sleep. If I get home and I'm looking to go to that couch, if Fame is sleep on that couch, my mother would be like, you better take your ass in the back somewhere. You see that boy sleeping, don't wake him up. That's it. So we more like family, you know what I mean? So that's the difference between, most rap groups is like somebody met some kid on the train and told him his cousin rap and maybe y'all should hook up and be a group. With us, it didn't start with rap. So that's why, even if we decide to stop rapping, both of us, or one of us, and the other one keep going on, that's just the other one not rapping no more. Right. We're still together because we're not together as a group, only to the fans and the people that see us as a group.
Awesome, Steve.
You know what I mean?
Awesome, Steve Harvey shit. Good answer. What else you got? Anything else?
Got the next one here. Are there any released material from your days with G Unit?
Nothing has really been released as far as the records that we created as a group. But I do have them, and I might start firing them things off. So
okay,
but no releases from our time at GU. No, not at all.
One thing I just want to say real quick. This is another thing about how hardcore the music was, and then what y'all do in the group. And when I would hear the shit in commercial forums, that shit would fuck me up. Like I'm watching. I'm a sports cat, so I'm watching ESPN and whatever, and I hear motherfuckers say like M.O.P. firing squad or the fire. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. These motherfuckers just saying this shit and dudes hitting threes. You know what I mean? I remember when you first even really came out like saying that because it was you. You know what I mean? And I hear this motherfucker fire. I'm like, oh, what? Right? and it's on ESPN. These motherfuckers is hitting 3-point shots. And they said like Billy Man or M.O.P. fire. Right? I'm like, oh, so that means that shit, as hardcore as this shit is, it's transcended. And they ain't talking about Annie Up. So obviously he's saying that he really listening to some M.O.P. shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is in the commercial. The social media shit we live in now motherfucker hears that, they're like, damn, where'd that come from? Boom. That's more people know. So it's like, wow, there's something else. But go ahead, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's good. He answered all the other ones in the dialogue already.
Well, what we'd like to know now.
So we'll shut those people out for their questions after. But.
Oh yeah, 100%. What we'd like to know now, if you could, I'm gonna ask you this question after, but so what can we look for now? In the near future and in the future from Billy Danze and the group M.O.P. New shit you're working on, or what you're going to, or whatever, things that you're presenting. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Well, right now I want to say to everybody that's listening, and just like I need people to focus on. So again, the listening session, and then I put out something called the re-listening session because I needed you to re-listen or for people that didn't listen to the listening session to get it. So I remixed the entire project, which created a different feel. Yo, Suge, I did not change one lyric. I did not redo any lyric. So when you listen to the two, they sound like two separate albums. I added 4 new songs, so I need people to check that out. Now.
Did you re-perform the lyric, or did you just use the acapella and put a beat to the acapella?
Exactly.
I got you.
I did that, and that's only so you can feel that I can be the Picasso that I am on any fucking background, on any backdrop, on any canvas. You know what I'm saying? Word. So that's what I did now. So now I'm literally doing a project now. It's not going to be the extension of the listening session. I don't even know. It's untitled right now as far as the project. But I'm just going. So I'm spreading out because I want people to see, just like you asked the question, bro, like, do I feel like people is only attracted to the energy that I bring? Good question. And I already covered that. Mm-hmm. So now I'm branching off into other things. When you listen to the listening session, it's exactly what it is.
The release party. There's your album cover right there. The album title.
So there you go. That's dope. Yeah. So the listening session is designed for you to listen, and the next piece will be designed for whatever that is that I decide to design it for.
Hell yeah.
So I just got one question. Do you have yourself? Do you have a list of 5 top rappers, excluding yourself, or rappers that you like? You know what I'm saying? The top 5. Yeah. Any order don't matter.
Yeah, well, I got my top 5 lyricists. Mm-hmm. I got the top 5 most amazing voices in hip hop. I got the top 5 most incredible performers in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me because I'm real. I'm not going, well, I'm gonna wait for somebody to ask me the question.
So
no.
You rip so rip through them 15 real quick. Just say the name. Like, I know you know.
Well, yeah, so the top 5 lyrically: Scarface, G-Rap, Rakim, Nas, and Eminem to me.
Yeah, Eminem is dope.
Yeah. My voices: Slick Rick, my brother Guru, God bless him.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. The voices are so...
Yo, what the fuck you want? Yo, Bill.
So crazy.
Come in. I'll fuck you up. Yeah. Yo, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful one. Go ahead.
Going back to voice, this brings me back to Rakim. I love the feeling in his voice. The texture in his voice was so amazing. Mm-hmm. And Fame, not just because he's my brother Fame, but the pitch in his voice
is different.
It's just like the pitch in his shit is crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? So performing, I gotta bring Guru back because he's the first one I ever seen perform like this. Yeah. Like the way this fucking guy, God bless him, the way he handled the crowd was amazing. And I was always amazed because I'm like, yo, he's up there kind of like by himself.
I know.
Doing this, right? Yeah. Yo, ridiculous, bro. Busta Rhymes.
Busta, definitely.
A beast. Let me tell you something. DMX, when he first came out, I pride myself on a great performance. I'm like, nigga, I'm the best ever, right? Dude, we at the Apollo Theater, DMX, a brand new DMX, right? He walks past me and go, oh man, he like, yo, what's up? Homage, paying homage and shit like that. Pleasure to meet you, whatever, boom, boom, boom. He gets on the stage by himself and tears the roof off the fucking joint. I'm going, wait. I'm talking about destroyed it, bro. Destroyed it. 50 Cent got a solid because I toured with him. I understood how he performed. He's not the greatest performer, but he's just like solid.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's very, very solid. And number 5 is about 3 different dudes on the West Coast. That's my number 5, 3 different dudes. Because Dre's performances are dope. Like, very dope. And then he brings the people around him. Like Snoop. Like, Even though they're not like an M.O.P. and Busta where maybe animated or running around the stage, but they're so solid when they do what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's kind of my list, bro. Like,
that's beautiful.
I like people for different things.
That's good, man, and I'm glad we got that. Well, listen, B.
One more question. Tanya has a question.
You got one more question?
I just wanted to know favorite producer.
You want to know one?
Yeah, just his favorite producer.
You got a favorite producer?
I don't.
No.
And I tell you why. I tell you why. And even if I did have a favorite producing, it probably would not be any of the hip hop producers.
Right.
Because the hip hop producers produce hip hop and they get stuck to this is my sound. If you're a producer, you should be able to produce anything. Let me get some rap from you. Matter of fact, you know what? I take that back.
Like a Rick Rubin.
DR Period
Right.
is my favorite hip hop producer because DR Period can make a song. He can make a beat for M.O.P., which every one of my
first album.
He did my entire first album. He did Annie Up. He did every one of my biggest records came from DR Period. But he could also do a record for Celine Dion. He could also do a record for Macy Gray. He could also do a, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what a hip hop producer should do. Like a producer, period. You should be able to produce anything.
Music.
And I think a lot of hip hop producers can't do that.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, listen, man.
So shout out to DR Period.
It's been beautiful, man. I'm
Thank
so
you, brother.
grateful that you came on the show with us, man.
Thank you, bro.
You know, we appreciate that love. You know me, man. It's like that. I mean, I'm first family as well, cause
that's right. That's right.
I mean, like we 30 years, so it's like, you know what I mean. It's real like that. And on top of that, I know I'm gonna be getting at you soon, so we get that flavor on that Big Sugar album, produced by our man Slow Peasy, aka Preem, my dude. Shout out to DJ Tremaine. Love you. And we got I gotta hit you like on that, and other than that, man,
Socials.
listen.
What is
enjoy.
the socials?
Hey yo, I know. Can we get your tags? You know, on Instagram and your social medias.
Of course. On Instagram, it's Billy Danze M.O.P. On Twitter, it's Bill Danze M.O.P. And on Facebook, it's just Billy Danze. Just look for the picture. You'll see a picture of myself. But I want to say this too before I break out, Shug. When I give out my social media contacts, my emails and all that, it's not just for people to hit me about business. Like, I'm a human being, and this is what people, this was our flaw in the beginning. Like, people thought we were animals, right? Like, hit me for anything. It doesn't have to have anything to do with business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may be going through something. Holla at me. You may need somebody to talk to. You may need some advice with something. You may need somebody to help you do something. I'm here for everybody. Anything I could do, just holla at me. Like I said, it don't have to be about business. Yell at me, I'm here. I'm always want to help my people. You know what I mean?
No question. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, big bro. Stay up.
And we'll get up soon. All right, baby. Yes,
Peace.
sir. Yes.
Oh, man.
Always remember, man, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them. You know what I'm saying? And nothing's better than winning, except winning again. Yo, have a good one. The Danger Zone, man.
We out of
Episode
here.
12.
Have
Be
a good night.
Peace.
Good day. Bye.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I have. You juke when I stab. Grands in my pocket and still caught a cab.